Okay, in this video, we will talk about inverse function. So what is the inverse function of a function? Let's say the function is 3x plus 5. Okay, this is a notation of inverse function, right? This one. However, inverse function with nothing to do with negative or power or whatever. The number -1 doesn't mean like a just means inverse function. So not negative, right? So how to find the inverse function of this function? First of all, you write f of x. You switch f of x into y. So replace f of x with y. Y equal 3x plus 5. So our purpose is rewrite this equation into x equal something y plus or minus something. Make your x become a subject. So I want everything like constant move to the other side of the equation, and the coefficient of x I want it become 1. So first of all, I move the 5, this constant, to the left side of the equation. So become y minus 5. If I move to the left side, I need to change side from positive to negative. So y minus 5 equal 3x. And I want the coefficient of x to become 1. So I divide by 3 both sides of the equation. So I got y minus 5 over 3 equal x. Okay, so now it's only x on the left side of the equation and the coefficient is 1. So I almost done. The last step is switch x and y. So let your y become x. Let your x become 1 y. So x minus 5 equal 3 over 3 equal y. Alright, so this part here is the inverse function of the original function. So I can say the inverse function of 3x plus 5, the inverse function is x minus 5 over 3. Okay, so it's like in the pair, the pair. Alright, so let's have a look at the other example. So what if my f of x is 5x plus 2 over 5. So what is the inverse function of this function? So again, first of all, you let y replace your f of x. Okay, so our goal is to isolate x, to let x become the only term on the left hand side of the equation, and the coefficient of x to become 1, right? So I multiply 5 both sides of the equation, so become 5y equal x plus 2. And then I move the 2 to the left side of the equation, so 5y minus 2 equal x. Alright, almost done. The last step, the final step is replace, so switch x and y. Let your x become y, let your y become x. So that'll be 5x minus 2 equal y. Right? So this part is the inverse function, 5x minus y. So how can I check if I get it right? How can I check this is the inverse function of the function? So I can plug in the inverse function back to the original function to see if it equal x. If it equal x, then this is a correct inverse function. So how can I do that? So I plug in the inverse function to x. So the original function is x plus 2 over 5. However, I use the inverse function to replace x, so that you put inverse function here. So that will be 5x minus 2 plus 2 over 5. So that will be 5x over 5. That will be x. Okay, so if I got this result, I plug in the inverse function to the origin function and I got x. That means I got it right. So no matter what your function is, this, if you plug into the origin function and you got x, you will always get x. So this is how you check if you got the correct inverse function. Alright, that's it. It's pretty easy. But sometimes it will get harder one, like, alright, f of x equal, so x 2, maybe 3x squared minus 7, right? So y equal 3x squared minus 7. You move negative 7 to the left hand side, so y plus 7 equal 3x squared. And then you divide it by 3 both sides of the equation. So you get y plus 7 over 3 equal x squared. Okay, the key step here is take square root both sides of the equation. Right. If you take square root of x squared, it becomes x. And last step, you switch x and y. So y equals x root of x plus 7 over 3. This is the final inverse function. So this is the inverse function. Okay, if I change here to cube, then I have to take cubic root. Then this becomes cubic root. Okay. If their power is 4, then you take fourth root. Right. Okay. The other type of function is if I got a function like this. Alright, it's so complicated. So my y equal fifth root of 2x plus 2 minus 7. So again, I move 7 to the left hand side, become negative 7 become plus 7 equals this. How can I remove this one? I don't like it. Because that actually equal 2x plus 2 to the power 1/5. So I can both sides of the equation I raise to the 5th power. Right? So the right hand side of the equation will become 2x plus 2 1 over 5 multiplied 5. Okay. So that actually can cancel out, become 2x plus 2. So the right hand side of the equation becomes 2x plus 2 the left hand of the equation become y plus 7 to the power 5. And then you move the 2 to the left hand side of the equation. So become y plus 7 raised to the power 5th power minus 2 equal 2x. And then again divide by 2 both sides. So that would be y plus 7 to the 5th power minus 2 over 2 equal x. And then the last step, you switch x and y. So this is x and y. So that would be the inverse function of the original function. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me.